So I did a video the other day that went on YouTube. People liked it. It was about win conditions, how to escape the corner, understanding what your opponent wants. And I see this is a thing that new players really struggle with, is closing out rounds, how to win on a lead. People will just say like, oh, you have a lead, play safe. Like, what does it mean to play safe? What kind of decisions should you avoid? Play safe, does that mean I do moves that are only safe? Do I do nothing? Can you play too safe? So one thing about playing on a lead, right, is you'll notice in this clip, and I'll let it play out a little bit. When I'm pressuring against them, I get hit here. That is a bit of an overcommitment, but notice what I did when I tech. My idea is when I'm in a lead like this, tech and then air dash out and just reset to mid screen. Don't try to scramble. Don't put yourself in the corner. Make it the decision that's safest. Put yourself back to mid-screen. When you have a lead like this is an idea that's really common in card games, right? And the idea is that when you have a lead, you should play around your opponent having the one card that could win them the game. His win condition is find a hit and get something started, and he probably has to take a risk to do that. So notice what I did. The answer is really nothing. I didn't even do anything. I just walked back, ran forward, FD, walked back, and he took a risk. I understand that my only way to lose this round is by getting into a bad scramble and dying. So instead of trying to fight, I just air dash out, go back to neutral, and wait. Honestly, he could have just sat back and started putting traps on the screen and making my life hard. But I knew that he would take some kind of risk, right? It's what I'd seen in the game plan, and by doing nothing, I don't even open myself up to getting into a bad position. And conversely, from his side, he has 70 seconds on the clock. His goal in this round is probably not to win. More importantly, there is a very good chance that if he puts out traps and I get hit and he 50-50s me, he can force a burst, which when he's up around is really good. That is really good long-term in a matchup like this, right? Because that means if he hits me next round, I have no way to escape. So another example of this, I have a bit of a lead here. I don't have to do too much. So knowing that, I can play relatively safe, right? Notice I don't hit a button when I'm landing there. I just wait. He puts out a trap. Instead of like giving up space or trying something risky, I just do something really safe here, right? To get rid of the trap. I just do jump P, block. Whoop. He takes a risk to try to beat the option, and I just get a punish. If I did something risky to try to push at Testament there, I would have put myself in a bad position. If I kill the trap, I'm in a better position. He has to place a new one. He has to try to fight me on the ground. He has to do something else, right? So I negate the trap quickly and then just block. And I'll let him do what he wants to do, which is fine. Good advice for when you have a lead and you want to close out a lead. Do not hit heavy buttons. If you have a big lead, don't throw bad projectiles. Just like kind of chill, wait, and let them make decisions and counter with things that are relatively safe. And you can kind of narrow your opponent's choices down. The more you play them, when you know that they're at a deficit, you can sort of be more certain about the kind of choices that they'll make. He hits me. Okay, never mind. I don't even want to tech or mess around. I get hit and the burst happens. So I still have a lead here, right? This is a relatively precarious position, but I have a lead. Even though like the match is close, I know that I'm up around and that playing safe here is the correct choice. I don't want to overextend. I don't want to hit a bad button. I don't want to air dash. Listen to what past Sajam has to say. Sometimes he's right. Jumping me? Here it comes. He says that or the EX thing. It's one of the two. I'm narrowing his options, right? The only scary options are he lands a big jump in, or he gets some kind of offense, or he does a random EX spin, it hits me and I get knocked down, or he does a combo and I'm in trouble. If he's putting up traps or whatever, I can navigate around that and I can play it slow. I just played super safe. Look, run FD, run FD, FD again, run FD. Like, I didn't do anything there for like 5 seconds, right? He didn't do anything that forced an action from me, so I didn't take a risk, and I just waited for him to take a risk because he's lower on life. Notice that I don't really like sprint at him and like do a bunch of risky stuff. I don't try to wild throw. I don't try to regular throw. All I do is like normals and projectiles, and that's really it. I don't even initiate. I let him initiate to me. My advice to you is do less. Is there such a thing as doing too little? Absolutely. But you should try to think about what moves you do that are low risk, that still apply pressure, or if you do them, whatever their counter is not that threatening. In card games, the general rule is when you have a lead, you should play around literally every card in the game. You should just assume that whatever card that they have that's capable of winning here, they have it in their hand. You can afford to play around the most dangerous option. They don't have a lot of room to wiggle. If the match continues in the same fashion, right, like at an even level, They're losing by a shit ton. They don't want that. So for them, they have to assume you will make a mistake or not have an answer ready. They'll have to assume you don't play around their only winning option. Listen. Every time I'm like, my nose is just stuffy sometimes. They're like, haha, because all the drugs, right? I'm like, are you children? When you grow up, you realize that like people got allergies, change in the weather. My nose is just broken. It's been broken twice. You think I can get away with drugs with a drug sniffing dog in my house? Exhibit A.